Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I have something quite interesting to show to everyone. The new two-wheel drive racing buggy from PR Racing. It's called the PR S1V4 Forward Moto, or the FM kit. Let's unbox this together. So right inside, let's go through the parts one by one. We have the manual that comes with the kit, as well as the decals, window masks, velcro. And this is a all new manual for the newest buggy. Lots of changes to this new car, and I think one of the features that I've noted inside the new PR kits is a lot more information about using the different parts for setup. So for example, you can see here information about whether to use a straight wishbone or a gull wishbone and the different characteristics associated with that. Here's an example of how to tune with their new rear hub: stable, neutral, responsive, and the different settings for your upper camber link mount as well. So the new manual is I'd say an improvement over their previous ones, and it should be very useful in getting you set up ready for the racetrack. So that's the manual and the details. Let's go through the parts. First up, we have the body shell. It is the same design as the previous one on the V3 Evo, but the version that comes with the kit is the lightweight version, 0.5 mm Lexan. So this should be very good for keeping the center of gravity in your buggy low and being able to be better for racing overall. However, if you're in for bashing and more durable shell, you may want to pick up the thicker version. We go on to bag A. So one thing I noticed off the bat opening up the box is that PR has done away with the more elaborate packaging for their parts. What PR has done with this buggy is really to go for the best value in the box for the hobbyist, for the racer, which means they try to reduce the costs where it doesn't really impact the performance of the buggy, so they can get you a car with the best option parts for racing without the extra bells and whistles, the frills. So I'm quite okay if you reduce the cost accordingly, and this car really comes in at a really reasonable price, even cheaper than the previous V3. So in bag A, let's take a look. They've divided into A1 and some other parts. So in the first bag we have the chassis. So I understand that the chassis has been milled differently. I'm not exactly sure which parts that would be, but I would imagine it would be the motor plate, because now with the new gearbox, the motor actually sits further forward and a little lower. So this probably helps to accommodate that. But a nice CNC black anodized chassis to serve as the base for your car. And I noticed this too. This is a totally new feature. The chassis has actually been chamfered on the two front side edges. Just overall a very much more professional, quality finished edge on this chassis. We have the new side plates as well. So this has been redesigned to integrate the battery mounting on the side. You see the various holes here, which will later work with the battery holder, where you can position the battery forward and back. Nice new addition. We have some foam tape. These are the posts for the steering, the servo horns, as well as the, let me see if you can get a picture of that. These are the aluminum CNC servo holders, servo posts. Steering bell cranks featuring the, let me get this out, the aluminum CNC steering plate with the latest PR steering geometry, which has proven very stable as well as responsive enough to handle the tracks that we've been running on here locally. And finally, a nice feature of the PR cars, I like this design, not implemented on a lot of various cars, is a separate front kick-up plate. So this is fully CNC machine, black anodized to match the chassis, and it fits on right in front here to give the front kick-up. So that is your bag A. Let's head on to bag B, shall we? Lots of parts in bag B. Let's start off with this nice big bag here. Check this out. We have not one pair, two pair, but three pairs of wishbones in the kit. So this will include one full set of wishbones plus an option for the front, either to run the straight wishbone, or they have also included a pair of the gull wing front wishbones for you to tune your car according to what you would like the feel to be. Nice to have these additions in the kit. They have the front suspension block, 3 degrees of kick-up here. In this bag we have more steering parts. We have the C-hub as well as the knuckles. So one of the things that PR has done to also keep the cost down for this car is to reduce some of the CNC parts that are included that are not as critical. So they are still available as options. The C-hubs is one of them. I think plastic C-hubs will do fine in my experience running this car, and they probably might change the handling a little bit. Perhaps make it a little bit more adaptable for rough track handling. Now this is a new part altogether for the V4, which is the front spindles, 12mm hexes. Previously you'd have the more traditional spindle and hex as two parts, where the hex will clamp onto the spindle, but now they have updated it into a one-piece system, and what this allows is also for you to adjust the front track width by using some spaces either on the inside or on the outside of these racing spindles. Nice new inclusion. Some ball ends. Alright, this is another brand new part for the V4. New adjustable hubs. So these hubs introduce a lot more adjustment into the rear end. One would be the ability to adjust the rear camber link mounting positions by using these provided blocks in combination with the hubs to space them either in or out. And this system means that you are able to have those adjustments without worry of the upper camber link getting into contact with the hubs on full suspension movement. The other thing that they allow you to adjust is with these included spacers. They go in here and they'll be able to allow you to adjust your lower hinge pin height to set up for either high grip tracks or low grip tracks or anything in between. So some new rear hubs that really help you to update your car's rear suspension to be able to set up for various track conditions. Together the new rear hubs, new drive shaft 67mm. We have your ball bearings, some spacers, hinge pins, and the rear 12mm clamping hexes, anodized black. Over here, we will have the new RR block. So you'll notice that this RR block is aluminum CNC machine, and it actually has two markings on it, a bigger RR and a smaller RR on this side. So by flipping this block around on your chassis, you can actually adjust your anti-squat very quickly. Comes together with the RF block over here. Oops. And all the various inserts you need to set your toe, your ride height, as well as your anti-squat, and some minor adjustment of the width if you want to use that. Makes for a fully adjustable rear end. We have our turnbuckle kit and the rod ends. What do we have here? This is the front upper brace, as well as another new part for this car. This car comes with a brand new shock towers, front and rear. So here's the front shock tower. Very nice. They seem to have moved on to a totally new grade of carbon fiber that's a very nice matte finish. And these are, I would imagine, 4 mm thick. So they should last you many months of racing. So that's your bag B. Moving on, we have bag C. Let's look at what's inside this new bag. Let's start with the biggest bag, shall we? So, in this bag, yet another whole new part from PR. Something that many racers or PR fans have been waiting for. A new rear gearbox. This is a new V4 gearbox that features a quick access to your rear diff. So you don't have to remove the entire gearbox from the car now to access your rear diff, to change your diff oil settings and so on and so forth. I think it should take about 5 to 7 screws to remove the upper part of the gearbox so that you can access your diff. Integrated into this new gearbox is also the ability to adjust your rear diff height. So this has proven useful, using these spacers that fit in here to set up your drive shaft angles for super low ride height settings or more normal settings that you may use for dirt. You also have a new spur gear guard that comes with this, as well as a new motor plate, which I should show you in here somewhere. A new motor plate that will not only move your motor further forward, it will also lower the center of gravity for better cornering, as well as more responsiveness overall. We have the lightweight alloy upper shaft, a aluminum CNC idler gear, very good, as well as they've decided to continue to include the plastic idler gear as an option as well. So you have 2 idlers for this, your ball bearings, and then other hardware for mounting these parts onto the car. Included also is a